Melissa is now nearing Category 5 intensity here on our Sunday. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta. Let's break down Hurricane Melissa here. I try not to hype or exaggerate, but you're going to hear terms in this update that may sound it like catastrophic, life-threatening conditions, which are in the forecast. And that's not just me saying it, that's coming directly from the National Hurricane Center. So right now it is a Cat 4 as of 11 a.m., but sometime here on our Sunday heading into Monday morning, it could get that upgrade to a Category 5. What's the difference between a 4 and a 5 for people being impacted? Honestly, not much. This is still a very serious storm in either case. The inner core of this is going to have destructive winds. We're going to be talking about a storm surge along the southern coast, but due to the fact that it's taking just its sweet time here, it is lingering just off the southern coast of Jamaica, the rainfall is going to be a big issue. Now, you can see right here, it's moving only towards the west at 3 miles per hour. Pressure now down to 953 millibars. And if we take a look at just the satellite imagery here with no added information on it, you can see that inner core, but then you can also almost just see where kind of the worst of the weather extends away. In fact, right about there from end to end, I would dare say that's about your tropical storm, at least strength winds, the higher cloud tops right in there, about 170 to 200 miles. But then you still have the convective outflow with those rain bands extending well back towards Haiti, where they're going to be looking at some serious rainfall on top of, the wind and those rain bands coming around on the right side, the dirty side of the storm. Here's a look at the history of it. From yesterday morning, it was just right around 70 miles per hour. I say just, but that was still kind of a severe tropical storm. And then it rapidly intensified here on Saturday afternoon through the evening. Now kind of leveled out right around 140 miles per hour in that core of the storm. But as mentioned, there's still that expectation this is going to increase up to that Cat 5 status before making that final turn towards the north and coming on shore just right around central areas of Jamaica. Kingston will be in the right front quadrant for a good portion of this storm's life cycle. So even though the center is going to pass just towards the largest city on the island, they're still going to be having some serious impacts before this moves off towards Cuba. In eastern Cuba is going to be impacted. I know out of Gitmo for military personnel, a lot of Navy connected to Jacksonville on the first coast in Florida here. The non-mandatory personnel have been told to evacuate and flights are already flying out of there. And then it's going to continue to kick off towards the north and east, staying well towards the east of Florida and the coast from the Carolinas down to Georgia, what have you. This is just going to stay off there towards the east. And you can see with the ensembles continuing to agree with the GFS and the Euro of that churn towards the north and kicking out across the Turks and Caicos. Let's take a look at our Futurecast. This is the in-house model at First Coast News, giving you an idea of what we're talking about as that inner core I was talking about wrapped up there just south of Jamaica. And you already have the rain bands throughout the day here on Sunday night heading into Monday morning, kind of getting the worst of the impacts there for Kingston, and then it makes that turn towards north, coming on shore Monday night into Tuesday morning, likely overnight, which anybody who's been through one of these storms knows an overnight landfall is bad. You can't see anything. Hopefully everybody is inside, hunkered down, staying safe. And I mean, the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center, they said already in the first line of the first headline that they put out, now is the time to seek shelter. It's not time to just wait for it, go check out the waves at the beaches or anything like that. Now is the time to be seeking shelter, even though that final landfall may not be until Monday night. It already has those rain bands just due to the slow nature of the storm. And then you can see here on Tuesday about midday, it makes landfall just towards the west of Santiago de Cuba. That area is going to be right in the right front quadrant, and they're going to be looking at potentially serious storm surge along the coastal areas. And also that right front does include Gitmo, as I mentioned earlier. And then this moves across Turks and Caicos, likely as a Cat 2 to Cat 1. It already had 2 islands with mountains on them to kind of disrupt the core of the storm. So the wind field may expand. That's classic for tropical systems moving over land. The wind field kind of expands just because it's been disrupted, kind of shaken apart a bit. But the wind, as I mentioned, is not the biggest issue with this. It really is going to be the rainfall. The area in blue over central Jamaica there indicated on this model, this is the ECMWF if you're curious, is showing 24 inches or higher in spots on the island. That's the global model, though, and doesn't pick up the resolution that like local orographic lifting can enhance these showers. And we could be looking at 2 to 3 feet. That is catastrophic amount of rainfall in a short period of time, flooding, mudslides. And this is why the first thing I said in this video was, don't take what I'm saying as an exaggeration. If you've watched, I've been doing this for 20 years. I do a lot of these videos like this here. If you watch them, I try not to use those terms because of when the term is meant to be used. I want to make sure it resonates with people. And yeah, it's catastrophic, life-threatening flooding out here. It's going to be a very, very serious storm for Jamaica. And yeah, just want to stress that enough. This is one of those that I think it was 1988 was the last time Jamaica was hit by a Cat 4, and this could be near about a Cat 5 as it moves over. So this is just a once-in-a-generation type storm for that island. Yeah, they get hit by hurricanes all the time, and so does every other island out in the Caribbean and Florida for that matter. But not too often the core of a Cat 4. Sometimes they'll get sideswiped by them, pushes overhead. So it's not that common. Taking a look at the timing, though, so yeah, this is just slow mover. It's not till about Tuesday night that this starts to exit Cuba and kicks off towards the north and east, staying towards the east of the Carolinas. And yeah, it's gonna eventually at that point race out. Right now, though, hurricane warnings are in place, of course, for Jamaica. Then you also have those tropical storm warnings and a hurricane watch for Haiti and a hurricane watch for eastern areas of Cuba. Basically, all the spots in the path of this storm system one way or another. And so Monday we got some rain across the southeast as a front kicking on through. That combined with a little bit of a trough is going to help hook this storm and kick it off towards north and east. And I want to end on this note for people watching from the United States. The storm combined with that trough is actually going to draw in some very cool air, high pressure all the way from Canada. It'll be kind of pulled. Think of this as like a lever. You know, it goes up, or a pulley. How about that? So it's going to go up this way. It's going to get pulled down the other direction of the cold air on the west side of the storm system. And that's going to drop temperatures down by the latter part of the upcoming week, including for Halloween. Parts of the southeast, including around Jacksonville, temperatures will be into the 40s. So the storm's going to have that adverse side effect of drawing in some cooler, fresher air, but all the way from Canada, and it's going to be a little bit chilly. So you're not going to see, direct tropical impacts, but more so actually kind of some very autumnal impacts indirectly associated with the storm. So the atmosphere is all connected, and we're all connected here on this earth. And this is why this is important, even if you're not in the path of this storm, to take this seriously, because some people are going to be impacted. And if you are in the path, I hope you are staying safe and you're in a safe area and seeking the shelter and listening to local authorities and everything there. As always, I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta, though. It is Sunday, so I'm at home here today. Just wanted to give you the latest post and update on Melissa as it continues to maintain that major hurricane status. Check out firstcoastnews.com/Hurricane Central. All the graphics I used in this update are there if you want to forecast and kind of analyze these storms yourself.